very honored to introduce our first keynote speaker, Gayatree Ganu. She was introduced to me, she works at Meta, she has had a brilliant career there, and she was introduced to me by an old friend of mine and former student, and he says, when Gayatree started at Meta, she was 1 or 2 levels below me. Now she's the boss of my boss. So here's Gayatree. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Happy International Women's Day, which I'm sure is not a coincidence, but also happy Holi. For those of you who don't know this, today is an Indian festival of colors, and I'm clearly dressed for the part, so that needs to change. Thank you, Margot, for the very kind introduction. As Margot mentioned, I've been at Meta for the last 10 years. I've worked on a few different things. Today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what me and my team do as the monetization team on Facebook. Now, I know what you're thinking. She works at Facebook, and she works on ads. Is there going to be anything fun and good and nice in this talk? So the challenge ahead of me today is to get you to open up your thinking a little bit about what we do on the monetization team, how we build products with users first as our guiding principle, and why I feel proud about the work that I do. By the way, I did not know there was a Rutgers contingent here, so I'm often asked about what I've learned over my 10 years at Meta, what advice I'd give others. These are my 5 tips or 5 learnings of success that I'll weave in through my talk, especially focusing on this last part. I think it is so important. What's helped me most in my career, it is so important to sort of mirror the data, techniques, algorithms, depth and details with the art of influence, strategic thinking, storytelling, to have a lasting impact on our users. All right, let's get started. The mission statement for monetization on Facebook is give everyone a voice, champion economic prosperity, and make meaningful connections between people and businesses. Our mission statement does not make money, make it rain, make as much money as you can. We are constantly solving for these 3 actors in our ecosystem, again, with a user-first mentality. First, and most importantly, the 3 billion users who come to our platform, these are our #1 customers. We are constantly trying to build the best experiences for our users. We also have creators, and I loved everything you heard right now about creation. These are experts. These are people who are passionate all over the world, millions of people who want to create original, authentic content on our platform, make a connection with the users, influence users, build a community around them. And then we have businesses. Just to give you a stat here, there are 200 million businesses on Facebook, one of the biggest platforms of that kind. 10 million of them spend money to run ads. So there is a lot that we do, that the businesses do to use our free products and services to build a meaningful connection to users on our platform. So as I walk you through sort of how we solve these 3, for these 3 actors on our ecosystem, I'll talk to you about 3 lines of work that I'm really, really proud of. I can't keep doing this to the mic. 1, making meaningful connections between people and businesses. I think it's most interesting to talk about this with the lens of the last couple of years. They've been funky years, to say the least, and how so much has changed in our lives. How we work, more hybrid and remote work, how we connect, how we express ourselves. My coworkers know what my bedroom looks like because it's behind me on Zoom, which is not something I ever thought would or should happen, but this is where we are. And how we shop, what has started mattering to us, what is more meaningful in terms of goods and products and services has changed a lot, from midnight runs to find toilet paper to discovering new products like the bidet. And while a lot is changing, small businesses have been more than ever before seeing unprecedented challenges like supply chain issues, labor and material shortage, increasing cost and inflation. But human needs around shopping, around commerce remain the same. We shop for entertainment and enjoyment, not just as an errand. We want to shop with ease and convenience. We want to shop to get inspired, to express ourselves in unique ways that matter to us. And we also think of shopping as a social activity. We shop with friends and family. And so technology, a lot of this technology at Meta has really stepped up in new, unique ways to deliver on these timeless human needs. On Facebook, we have groups, buy and sell groups. We have reviews. People are turning to their friends, their neighbors, to get a lot more advice on where they should spend money. We have technologies like AR, VR that allow you to sort of try out products on yourself or in your space before you buy them. AI, machine learning, ranking is delivering on finding new products and services to express yourself more than ever before. And a lot of these businesses have a strong presence on our platforms, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. And now, today, more than ever before, you can have a direct line of communication, a direct line of access to the businesses, which is really accelerated in the last 2 or 3 years. So that's, I guess, my number one reason why I feel proud about the work that we do. There are 200 million businesses, small businesses, that survive and thrive on our platform. 10 million of them also spend money to run ads. Let me walk you through a few examples that show the difference that we are making. Allbirds is a environmentally friendly shoes and apparel company. In 2020, they wanted to bring more customers and bring more awareness to their Dashers running shoe. I took up running in COVID, and I knew all about Allbirds and was following them. They came to Facebook to run an ads campaign. They went through a few different ad creatives. They did a Facebook conversion lift study and saw a 48% increase in purchases for their spring 2020 campaign. I love stories like this. I love slides like this. There's a lot of interesting data science that goes into which ad creatives work, like what do users want to see, doing conversion lift studies. But I think what matters is the impact that you can have on businesses, small businesses. 48% lift is no easy feat. And for anybody who doubts sort of the impact that you're having, data wins arguments. Another example, Andrea and Robin McBride have the largest Black woman-owned wine company headquartered in Oakland, California. They had traditionally relied on sales in their stores for their wines, but when stay-at-home orders were getting issued, people stopped shopping at brick-and-mortar stores. So they moved to Facebook to accelerate their online presence. Facebook has a program called the Elevate program, whose mission is to accelerate economic success for entities of color. Through the Elevate program, the McBride Sisters Collection got a grant, a fully funded grant to run their ads, and the partnership of the Facebook Monetization team. And they ran an ads campaign in the winter holiday season of 2021. We buy a lot of wine during the holiday season. And they had a 58% lift in purchases. Again, data wins arguments. I talked about two examples, Allbirds and McBride Sisters Collection. These are ad-related examples. Like I said, 200 million businesses exist on our platform. Not all of them run ads. Here are some products that my team built very quickly in the first couple of months, right after COVID hit. We saw in the data that there was an inherent need for a lot of this, and reacting very quickly, build these products. On the left here is businesses wanted to get information out really quickly, timely information to the customers that mattered. We launched this COVID-19 update post tag. And so businesses could talk about sort of store hours or special shopping hours for like at-risk populations or availability of certain goods and services. In the middle, people could show their support to businesses by using the Support Small Business campaign. And then on the right, we build modules like this, businesses nearby. This shows up somewhere in your news feed, or if you do a search for a commerce-related search, you would get modules like this. Again, all of this is not ads at all. Facebook makes no money from this. In fact, there is probably a cost to time and resources in building this, but it's the absolute right thing to do for users, especially when the pandemic hit, and I feel proud about this work. My parents were entrepreneurs back in the day, back in India. And as is not uncommon, they were failed entrepreneurs. And I often think about, all these different products that we have today, the support, these grants, and how things could have been different for them back in the day. So, number one reason about why I enjoy doing the work that I do. Second, the other part of our mission statement is give everyone a voice and champion economic prosperity. This is where the creator economy comes into play. Here are some stats. This is a survey done by Morning Consult in 2019. A large percentage of our population follow influencers or creators on social media. Many of them follow a lot more. To just give you a quick flavor of what do I mean by creators, here are some of my favorites, probably speaking to different aspects of my personality. Colonel Chris Hadfield is an astronaut, post-school, astronomy, science things. The Holiness family, very talented family couple, makes music and parody about parenting, and parenting in a post-pandemic world, which was very hard. Billie Jean King, who's very active on Facebook, has always been sort of an idol for me as a woman who broke barriers for women in her industry in tennis. A couple more from Instagram, Daily Math, posts daily math puzzles, which are really fun to do. And Bucket List Bumps is a solo woman traveler, goes all around the world, posts gorgeous pictures. I recently took a solo trip to Spain, and I started following her content. So a lot of variety of creators. If you have a passion, if you have an interest, if you want to get into something new, you will find experts in that field from all over the world on social media, on Facebook and Instagram. You'll also find a community of people around you with the same interests. Now, creators create for the inherent joy of creation, for sharing their knowledge, for influencing people, for building a community around them. But all of this takes time and money and resources. And that's where my team, Creator Monetization, comes in. So the goal of this team is basically to get money in the hands of the creators. We do this in a few different ways. First, straight up grants, bonuses. We pay creators money for creating good, original, authentic content. Ads monetization, a business or if a creator opts in for this, we could show an ad on the content of the creators. That's the bottom ad. It's called an overlay ad. We can show an ad on top of the creator content, and the money that comes from this ad is shared with the creator. The creator keeps most of the money. Facebook keeps a smaller amount. And this is good for everyone. The brand gets associated with this awesome content that is very relevant to their brand. Creators make money and can continue sort of fueling their passion. And then on the right, Stars is a one-time tipping product, and subscription is a monthly subscription. Users pay money directly to creators. Facebook makes no money over here. These are products that we build so that users can, with their wallets, show a very direct encouragement and a direct connection to the creators that they care about. So we get money in the hands of creators through all of these different products. As is true with any well-run project, we often get questions on why. Why are you paying creators? What is the ROI? Is anything changing because you pay the creators? Are they continuing to create good content? And is this content what users actually want and need? Facebook's traditionally been a friends and family platform. Why are we bringing this content on our platform? And so that's where my team started, taking all these questions and building a framework. We call it the Creator Monetization Flywheel, which has become the basis of how we make decisions in this entire space now. So framing is really critical. I know all of us do this. I did this in academia. Coming up with the right problem and defining it very clearly goes a long way in actually getting alignment around what you're trying to do. The framework's not complicated. Our basic hypothesis is pay creators. If you pay them, they can fuel their passion, sustain their living, will continue creating more content on our platform, incremental content, and that incremental content will be good for users. They'll find value out of that content, and they'll come back to our platform more. So we set out as the data science, and this is where we get to do some cool data science. We set out to sort of establish every step of that funnel, that flywheel, prove it causally, and quantify it so that we can optimize it. Now, this isn't easy, and it's it's pretty complex, and I'm going to summarize it all in one slide. So bear with me. But before I go into actually talking about this, I'll say, approach problems with depth and details and rigor when that's the right thing to do. I'm a computer scientist. A lot of us have very technical backgrounds here. The strength you bring to the table is that you don't have to shy away from complexity if that's, again, the right thing to do. And I, again, feel fortunate enough to work with people who have capacity for complexity. All right, so what did we do on the creator flywheel? Step one, prove causally that by paying creators, it allows them, it gives them the money, time, resources to make more content. So prove that link causally. As is true for any causal proof, a randomized A/B test is the best way to do it. So for a very short time, for a small percentage of our population, some creators make money, some creators don't make money, and for the ones that make money, we quantify how much additional content they can make. Now, a lot of additional nuance over here and fun data science or economics problems here. Pay somebody $5, that's not going to change anything in their behavior. Pay somebody $5 million, and you're probably not being efficient. So there's a lot of optimization that we can do over here. All right, so you got all this incremental content. You proved that. Is that really good? Is that what we want on our platform? Is that what users want on our platform? So that's step two. Again, a small sample, short-run test, where for some users, we show them creator content. For some, we don't. The experience for some users on Facebook has a lot of creator content in it, in newsfeed, or by going to different parts of Facebook. And for others, they don't see much of it. And then we see the incremental lift in engagement from the users on our platform. There's no more direct way for users to tell us that they are finding value in our platform than coming back to our platform more. So that's what we measure. A few different adjustments. We have to control for leakage. We have to establish the counterfactual. Creators will make content even if you pay them no money. And so you have to establish the baseline counterfactual of truly how much incremental content comes from sort of our creator monetization work. And with this flywheel, we have shown a sustained lift in content production from the creators. We have quantified it. We know what we get from paying these creators. And we have shown sustained lift in user engagement. People come to the platform more to consume this content. Makes a lot of sense to me. I do go to consume the content of the creators that I talked to you about earlier. And I think we see that in the data across all populations across the world. Here's a post from Mark in the summer, last summer, where he talked about all the different creator monetization products that we are building and will continue to build, and overwhelmingly positive response, which doesn't always happen, overwhelmingly positive response to everything that Mark said over here. So the creator economy is here to stay. My second reason for why I feel proud about the work we do. We support millions of people around the world to express themselves, to share their knowledge, sort of share the human understanding, I guess, across all these different niche areas through their content creation on social media. And third and not last and not the least, I guess, I'll talk about how we build user-first ads experiences. This poster, some of you might know at Facebook, we have these posters all around our walls that talk about how we want to operate and what we care about. This poster was made by my team. It was called the Feed Ads team back in 2012, 2013, when we started showing the first ever ad on Facebook. We showed that ad on newsfeed, and that's why the Feed Ads team. Ads as good as organic. And this has always been sort of our North Star as we approach ads. We want people's ad experience on Facebook to be as good, to be additive, as the organic reasons they come to Facebook for, like connecting to friends and family. And to do this, we introduced the concept of ads quality. So ads, the basic idea behind ads quality is we want to provide a delightful ad experience to users through ads, show them the most relevant ads, the highest quality ads, ads that they would love to interact with. It's not a concept unique to Meta. A few other companies have made statements like this that indicate that, of course, ad relevance matters. Though the exact implementation is not shared. I'll share a little bit about what we do at Facebook. So when you want to show an ad anywhere on Facebook, but actually, honestly, anywhere online, you run an auction. In the auction come all the ad candidates that could be eligible to sort of win that slot for an ad, and an advertiser bid. The advertiser bid is the amount that the advertiser is willing to pay us to show their ad somewhere on in that ad slot. In a typical auction, the highest bidder wins, and they get to show their ad, and we make the highest amount of money we can. But that's not always going to be a good idea, as should be obvious to everyone. There could be ads that could be borderline offensive, like the ad on the right. There could be ads that are fraudulent. And users tell us this. Users have a lot of controls with ads, and they tell us that there are some ads that they don't like. And so what we do on ads delivery on Facebook is we perturb our auction, and we don't always show the ad that makes us the most money. We would show the ad that balances the advertiser outcomes and the user outcomes or the user relevance. So we build this thing called an organic bid, which is basically user value bid, let's call it, what our best understanding is of what users would enjoy with ads, and we change the auction based on that. So an ad like the one on the right, even if the advertiser is willing to pay us the most money, will not win the auction, will not be shown, and some other ads would be shown. Now, if you're following this sort of line of work, you've realized that introducing ads quality, by definition, will result in making lesser dollars, making lesser money. We are always, you're not showing the ad that, we're going to make the most money from, because we are perturbing our auction. And that's okay. Like, there is a short-term revenue loss, but it is still the absolute right thing to do for our users. And I feel, I guess, proud about working in a company where, we focus on what matters in the long run, not the short run. And even if that means it's at a loss to short-term revenue, that's fine. Hard trade-offs to make, but we made them. I'll quickly glaze over sort of what goes in the ads quality or the organic bid. It's a bunch of objective stuff like low ad creative quality or borderline offensive content that's policy violating. But there's a whole bunch of the green stuff over there. There's a whole bunch of stuff that users give us signals on what they like or they don't like. I don't know how many of you have ever curated your ad experience on Facebook, so my call to action would be please go do that. You can X out an ad, you can change your ad preferences, you can say see more, see less, and we take all of that signal together to build the organic bid. Okay, so we introduced ads quality. It is at a short-term revenue loss, but I think the cool thing that my team could show is what happens in the long run. So on the left here, better immediate ad experience results, right? Users rate ads more highly, have fewer negative ad experiences, see fewer inappropriate ads. But all of that is at a short-term revenue loss. It's not an easy decision to make on letting go of that money. But my team could show that in the long run, just by changing the relevance of an ad to a user, people actually come to Facebook more. There are more daily active users, there are more sessions. Kind of going with the hypothesis that we had going in. They have a better sentiment towards ads. Again, something that we want. Businesses don't want users to just run away from ads and not interact with ads. We want people to have a good experience with ads. And because of 1 and 2, in the long run, there is no revenue cost to introduction of ads quality. And that is why we continue working on this, continue sort of investing more short-term revenue in ads quality to have better long-term outcomes. All right, with that, I will end. Thank you so much again for inviting me here today. I hope I've opened up your thinking a little bit about what monetization at Facebook means, how we sort of build with a user-first mentality. And my call to action would be, again, to use these 5 my learnings in your day-to-day work as much as you can. Again, with a focus on sort of strategic thinking, long-term thinking, influence, storytelling, that goes a long way. Thanks.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much.